Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves that are all helping each other on this journey into more and more living in love. And so the message that I wanted to share today was about balance, and also something really, again, another tragedy happened over the weekend, and that was that Avicii, the DJ, died. And the reason why that was really significant for me is because he was, when I first started doing Reiki, I went to a place called Gozo, and I went there for 3 months following my guidance, and I was led to go to this specific place which is called Tarpinu. And Tarpinu is known as the Miracle Church because supposedly there was a sighting of Mary there. And so it's known as the Miracle Church. And I went there every single day and did Reiki. And I just followed my guidance like all the time. It was just, and I didn't really know, that was, I guess, now looking back, that was very much part of my spiritual awakening. And he was very significant because I used to run in the mornings from the place that I was staying down to a beach, and I used to listen to his album. And in that, it had the song Wake Me Up. And so now I realise just this weekend, lots and lots of jigsaw pieces have sort of all come together. And kind of a catalyst for it has been this book, The Celestine Prophecy. And then Avicii passing away this weekend. And it made me, again, remember that actually it was his song that I listened to for that 3 months. And at the end of those 3 months, or maybe it was longer, I can't remember, but I was sat, it was the last day before I was leaving to come back to England. And I'd actually just gone to have a reading from a lady, and she was talking about my twin in the reading, and who I didn't know anything about twin flames at the time. And I went to Tarpinu afterwards to do my last kind of, I guess, ritual before leaving to go back to the UK. And when I was sat in Tarpinu, I felt my twin spirit sat next to me. And that's the first time that I saw my twin spirit. And so it was really, really significant because I've just now remembered that it was at the end of that time that I'd been listening to Avicii over and over and over again. And of course, the song is Wake Me Up. So it was just, it seems like a very, I'm presuming that significant things have happened for other people this weekend as well, because of course, just like this, the Celestine's prophecy is basically talking about the collective consciousness coming together to realise that there's more to life than material, and we're all connected as one. And so I would highly recommend you read this book, because sure enough, I've had lots of people coming up saying, no way, I've been reading this book recently. I've watched the film last night. I've just seen it so many times come up over the last couple of days. So again, you know, rise in the collective consciousness, exactly what this book is about. The other thing is the message was about balance, because yesterday I was sat by the beach, and they were teaching how to paddleboard. And paddleboard is when you stand on the board and paddle. And then when I went to the Grow the Flame, hashtag Grow the Flame on Instagram this morning, which is such an amazing and constant source of inspiration and messages, because a lady had also loaded a picture of the sea with a paddleboarder on it. And that was going to be my message today. So it just confirmed it. So I was like, okay. So when you learn to paddleboard, one of the lessons that they were doing is all of the boards have to be next to each other, one after the next after the next. And it's a lesson of being able to run across the boards. But the importance of it is that the team have to hold the boards very tightly together in order for you to get across the boards. Otherwise, if one member of that team let the board loose, then the person can fall through the middle. And so it is about being very, very tight as a unit, working together to keep all the boards together, but then so the person who's running across, the other key thing is the person that running across has to be confident and just go for it. Because if they pause, then they fall over. Whereas if they just run and just go for it, they get to the end. And so that is the message for today, because it was very strongly about having balance, but not just having balance, having the strength to know that the team, as in the universe, is working with you to fulfill your goal, basically. And so the more trust you have in the universe, the more you'll be able to get to the end of the goal. So just like when I was watching the paddle boaters, every single person that just was super confident and just went for it, they got to the end. The people that fell were the ones that were hesitant and kind of, were cautious. And actually the lesson was you just had to go for it. But the other key thing was that the team had to keep the board together. So that is the message for today, because it is all about having your own balance within and your own strength to know that you've got what it takes to go the distance. Because this journey is not for the faint-hearted. The awakening process is also, like I always say, coming out of a chrysalis isn't easy, and it takes, in proportion to the butterfly length of life, it also probably takes proportionally quite a long time to get out of the chrysalis. So that's why you have to not focus on the time, but focus on becoming the butterfly and spreading your wings. And so the message that wanted to come through today from the books was number 31. And I'm going to read letter 31 from the books. So this is from the Divine Love Letter books. If you go to my Instagram, which is Divine Love Crystal Grid, I share letters and mantras through the day that come up. So I want you to know that you really do bring me goosebumps. You are a delight in every way. Delight my soul, delight the essence of us. Like the match used to create the flame, you are the spark that has created a fire in me that has been burning ever since. And it's just getting bigger and bigger, like a huge burning fire in my heart. And it's taking over every part of me and every part of my life. I know that the only way for it is to be dispelled, is to be in your arms, to feel your skin against mine, to feel your breath on my face, and to have my hands interlocked with yours. You are the essence of me, and I want you. Wow. So how gorgeous. And interlocking hands is such a strong and powerful message, because it's that's again something very special for me, from my twin, because twin spirit always interlocks hands. So 31, that you are doing great. Stop being so hard on yourself and trust that your divine plan is unfolding just as it needs to, and as you agreed it would. It may seem like you're on the slow boat to China, but that is happening for a reason, for you to develop and really shine your light, giving you the opportunity to really hone your skills. Remember, you are here to fulfill a mission of being a light bearer. So you need to find how to shine your light super bright. And you are. You are exactly where you need to be for your reunion. Your reunion is coming. So trust in you. Trust in your divine light. And trust in your power. Believe in our love. Well, there you go. So it's saying trust, because this time at the moment is all for your progression into more and more of your awakening, and more of your soul self, and more of the wonders of the universe, and more magic, and more connection to other people around the world that are all going through the same thing, and more wonder, and more kind of like, no way. I mean, I would definitely recommend you read this book. This is just, this is all about the adventures of finding the wonders of the universe, and it's just been, and about connections, you know, about the web of connection that we are really truly all one. And that's what really powerfully hit me this weekend with Avicii dying, because it made me realize he was such an important part of my awakening. I mean, I literally think that song and that album was what triggered me, as well as meeting my twin, to literally wake me up. So, and that all sort of has come to a head this weekend, which is why I feel like this weekend there's been a big kind of shift. I mean, I don't watch much twin flame stuff, so I don't know, but I'm sure you can comment if anyone knows that there's been stuff, but this weekend. But I definitely feel like there's been the wheel has turned, you know. I feel like the wheel of, you know, the wheel in the tarot, it's ended one cycle and we've started into another and not into another. Okay, so letter 31 in book 3 is this, and it is: woo baby, what a complete and utter shock to the system you've been. It's like putting a plug in an electric socket and whacking the circuit board up to super strength. Basically, I've never felt so alive as when I spend time with you. It frightens me how powerful I feel are connecting in my body, in my physiology. It's like waves of electrical currents going through me. I have never known anything like it. It's so super cool, yet totally mind-alteringly weird at the same time. But basically, you've turned me on, and now there's no going back. I want more. Well, you know, again, why that is so brilliant, that that's the letter that comes through today, because it is very much about physical touch, about interlocking hands, about knowing it's okay, don't worry, it's all, you're just working towards your plan, it's already done, it's already set in stone. And the reason why that last letter is so good about the electrical shock is because my twin, it was really funny. I used to be really offended by it because I thought he didn't want me near him. But he used to like literally flinch when I went near him. I was like, what is wrong with you? Why do you do that? And he would say, well, you give me electric shocks. And then he would just like avoid all physical contact with me. And now I completely understand why. It's because that literally the chemistry was so strong, and he could feel it in his body. So for him, it was much more of a physical, strong reaction to what I experienced. So it was just, so that letter is just really amusing because it's exactly what I experienced with my twin. So again, amazing, 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 because it really does show that through all of these letters, you know, this is, when I think about it, this collection of letters, and there's way beyond more now, there's like, must be almost 2,000 letters that I've channeled for different people. And what amazes me is that every single one of the letters applies to me and everyone else who I get contacts me to say those letters just, you know, rang straight to my heart, and it was like I was getting a letter from my twin. And that's what is so amazing, is because it really gives you strength, because you realize that you're sharing in such a beautiful journey with so many different people all over the world. And those moments where you feel like you're totally alone, you're not, because it is a shared experience, and it is an amazing, amazing thing to be part of. So balance, 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 balance is the key, and teamwork makes the dream work. All right, hope that helps. Take care. Bye.